Extended Story 1, The Phantom Hitchhiker. On a chilly October night, Ethan, a college student with a love for adventure, decided to take a shortcut home through the old forest road after visiting a friend. This road, shrouded in legends of ghostly sightings and unexplained phenomena, was enveloped in a thick, impenetrable fog that evening, making the journey feel as if he was driving into the abyss. The dense canopy of ancient trees formed a tunnel, in which the only light came from his car's headlights, casting eerie shadows that danced on the road ahead. As Ethan navigated the serpentine bends of the road, a figure materialized in his headlights, a woman, dressed in a tattered white gown, standing eerily by the roadside, her thumb outstretched in the universal gesture for hitchhiking. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. Stories of the haunted forest road flooded his mind, yet curiosity and a sense of compassion overcame his initial fear. He stopped the car. The woman, with her pale face devoid of warmth and eyes that seemed to peer into his soul, whispered her thanks as she slid into the back seat. She directed him to take her to the old Millner house, a place Ethan knew had been abandoned and rumored to be cursed for decades. Her voice was a cold, distant whisper, barely audible over the hum of the engine. Attempting to dispel the mounting tension, Ethan tried to engage the woman in conversation, asking her name and how she came to be on such a desolate road at night. However, she remained silent, her gaze fixed on the road ahead, as if she was looking through time itself. Ethan's unease grew with every passing mile, the fog outside thickening, as if nature itself conspired to keep them on this road forever. Then, as they passed through an especially dense patch of fog, Ethan glanced in the rearview mirror to offer some words of reassurance, only to find the back seat empty. The woman had vanished into thin air. Panic surged through him, his heart racing as he searched the mirrors, but there was no sign of her. In a state of shock, Ethan sped towards the nearest town, desperate for the safety of light and life. Upon arrival, he was stopped by a local patrol, to whom he recounted the night's harrowing events. The officers exchanged knowing glances before sharing the legend of the phantom hitchhiker of Millner Road, a young woman who had died on that very stretch decades ago, her spirit forever roaming, seeking a ride home to a house that no longer existed. Extended Story 2, The Unseen Passenger. Mark and Sarah, a young couple deeply in love, were driving home from a friend's wedding party, their spirits high from the celebrations. They decided to take the long way home, a secluded stretch of Highway 91 that wound its way through dense forests and over rolling hills, under a blanket of stars. The night was serene, with only the soft purr of their car's engine and their laughter filling the air. However, as they ventured further, a thick fog began to roll in, enveloping the car in a ghostly mist. Visibility dropped to just a few feet, and the road ahead became a narrow corridor of uncertainty. The playful atmosphere inside the car gradually gave way to an uneasy silence, punctuated only by the occasional nervous joke about the road's reputation for being haunted. As they approached the infamous Dead Man's Curve, a sharp bend known for its fatal accidents, Mark slowed the car, the laughter now completely subdued by the creeping dread. It was then they heard it, a low, guttural growling emanating from the back seat, a sound that seemed too sinister to belong to any creature of this world. Paralyzed with fear, they dared not turn to face the source of the noise. The growling grew louder, more aggressive, as if whatever unseen entity was with them was growing impatient, or angry. Sarah whispered a prayer under her breath, while Mark, with hands shaking uncontrollably, pressed the accelerator to the floor, the car lurching forward as if understanding the urgency of their escape. The road ahead was barely visible, the fog now a thick white wall illuminated only by their headlights. The growling continued, a constant reminder of the unseen passenger that had claimed the back seat of their car. In a desperate attempt to escape, Mark took a risk and swerved onto a side road, hoping to lose whatever malevolent force had attached itself to them. After what felt like an eternity, the fog began to clear, and the growling faded into the night. They emerged onto a familiar road, the lights of their hometown twinkling in the distance like a beacon of safety. They did not speak of what happened until they were safely inside their home, the door locked firmly behind them. The next day, Driven by a mixture of curiosity and fear, they researched the history of Highway 91, only to discover numerous accounts of unexplained phenomena, including sightings of ghostly apparitions and mysterious sounds. They realized then that their experience was not unique, but a part of the dark tapestry of legends surrounding the road. Mark and Sarah knew they had been lucky to escape, and they vowed never to travel that haunted stretch of highway again, especially not under the cover of night.